Hi, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. I was so honored to receive a request this week to demonstrate a card that I made for Card Maker almost 6 years ago, this For You With Love with my best-selling A Year of Flowers set. It's a very simple card to create, but in all of the years that I've been stamping, it still remains one of my favorite designs. And with this particular set, you can swap out the flowers to make it for any season or occasion. It's great that the different flowers and the different leaves are very symmetrical, so it works to have this inside-outside design. You can take whatever flowers you stamp on the outside, do a really simple cutting trick, and then have the flower line up on the inside. So today I'm going to show you this design adapted to my A Year of Flowers 2 set, which contains all the same images, but in a sketchy, more whimsical style. The products that you're going to need for this card are very basic. We're going to be using the A Year of Flowers 2 set and some blocks. I've got just some scissors and adhesive. Going to use the Gina K Designs Black Onyx ink pad. And then the cardstock that I'm using today, I have a 4 1/4 inch square card. So this is just 8 1/2 inches squared, scored at 4 1/4. Very important for this particular design, unless you're using pencils, any kind of marker that's going to go through paper, you want to make sure that you're going to be using a very heavy cardstock that is not going to bleed through. I'm using Spectrum Noir markers today for this card. So for alcohol markers, this will go through most papers, but it will not go through the Gina K Pure Luxury base weight ink or cardstock, excuse me. All right, so we've got our white base, and then I've got some of the Gina K Pure Luxury Passionate Pink and the Cranberry Tart. You may not have used these colors together, but they really look beautiful on flower cards. And then just some markers. So I'm going to be using the DR4 and the DR6 for the blooms, the CG2 and the DG3 for the leaves, and then the BG3 for the shadow. So to begin, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our tulips. And I'm going to start with the flower first. And I want this to hang over the edge of the middle of the card so that I can cut this out. So I'm going to put one that's going to remain on the inside of the card, that left side, and then one leaning off a little bit to the right. Now I'm going to do my stem. And this set actually has 4 stems. The first one only had 2, but this has 4 different options. And they're very flexible, so you can twist. You can either stamp them this side or this side, and then you can turn them to make them bend different directions. Okay, so clear stamps makes it very easy to put these where you want them. And then we're going to add our leaves. So I'm going to put the large one here, and here, and then I'm going to put the smaller one here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then we'll stamp the one on the inside. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if you want, you could actually take a straight edge and do a pencil line on there and then just cut that off, or you could score it if that makes it easier. What I'm going to do, since this is a short card though, I am just going to point my scissors just straight up to the top and go up to the edge of that tulip. Then I'm just going to line this up here and go to the edge of the tulip again. And then I'm going to cut around it. And it's very simple with this set because it is so sketchy. If you don't have the bloom on the back line up exactly, it's easy with clear stamps, but if the image is not exactly symmetrical, if you're using a different flower or maybe just a different image from another stamp set, you can kind of fudge that a little bit. And especially because this is a sketchy style, it's okay if it doesn't line up exactly. Now let's go back and I'll go ahead and do this on this side. So we'll start with the tulip. So I'm going to put it right in here. Okay. And then we'll do the stem again. Where did I put the stem? Here we go. And if you want to do the two again, but I thought it was just pretty to just have the single one inside. And then finally, that skinny one. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and let's put this on the inside of the card. I'm going to stamp my greeting. And this is a 4 by 4 inch mat and then a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch mat. Okay, let's put this right on the middle. And then this little greeting here, the for you, is going to be revealed. Or you could do the hi if you wanted. Okay. And if you want to have a larger greeting, you could go even further in than I did here. That's up to you. Now, for the particular design that I did in the magazine, I had the with love here and then the for you inside. So both sets do have that for you and with love greeting, but I couldn't find this particular stamp right before I started filming. So I finally got to the point that I knew I just had to start shooting because I wasn't going to find it until after I wrapped it. So that should be right there, but that's nice to have a little reveal inside when you open it. All right, so let's go ahead and trace the shadow. We're almost done. This goes so quickly. So I'm just going on the underside of the tulip. And you see that didn't go through at all. And then the underside here. Here. And see how that just really pops it out to add that shadow. And I really make, as you've seen me work with this A Year of Flowers 2 set before, I just make my brush strokes or my marker strokes very quick with this sketchy style. I like the white space coming through. Just looks a little bit more artistic and painterly. We'll do this on the back. But if you want it to look more solid, of course you can do that. Okay, and then I'm going to use the DR6. You could even use the DR7 if you want to go a little bit deeper. So it's not going to matter on this tulip here because they're lined up, but this would go through if you didn't have this thick cardstock. Again, if you don't have that dark cardstock, you could color with pencils or crayons or just your ink pad, something else. Okay, now I'm going to use the CG2, it's the lighter green, and just quickly fill these in. And then this side. And then I think I'm actually going to do some tip to tip with this because there's a lot of difference in the depth of these two greens. And if you want it to be more subtle, then use less of the dark. If you really want it to pop though, be really bold with adding that deeper shade. And then the front. So on all these, I'm just doing just the middle of that leaf and the lower section. And then tracing the bottom of the stems. And that's it. And you could fill in those little seeds if you want, but I really like it just like this. And after I finish this video, I know I'm going to find that with love stamp. So there's the card. If you want to dress this up with some little pearls on either corner, you could do that. But I just love this design. And then you have room here or in here to do your writing. Again, thank you so much for this request that I got this week. I really enjoyed recreating this card. It was a really fun walk down memory lane and a great reason to show these two older sets. Thank you for watching today. Have a great Thanksgiving. Please visit us, my blog, Hands, Head, and Heart, and Stamp TV, and at Gina K Designs. Thank you for watching. God bless.